Stockholm Major. That's going to be decided in this third game of the series. We've got ourselves Virtus.Pro, we've got PSG.LGD, and we're in a game 3 between the two. One of these two teams will be eliminated. We're well into the draft. We got another one of those puck heroes. Virtus.Pro gets their hands on the Pangolier. Strong openings from both sides.
Oh, dreams do come true. Game 3, Pango v Puck. This is going to be movement, death, and destruction all over the map. I am super excited.
Who's going to play the Pangolier, though? That should be a 3 position, right? I don't think Roger plays it.
I think so far it has been played by no one and Pasha this tournament. Twice by Pasha, victorious, and once by no one. They also won that one. Actually, they won a lot of games, so you know the chances that they won is pretty big.
What do you think about position 3?
I like it a lot because you do need a lot of level on this hero for sure. So you benefit, get the level 7 quickly or 6, and we've seen it mid as well, right? So it's one of the few heroes that can deal with Razor pretty easily.
5 seconds.
That hero's not been picked up yet, so maybe VP wants to pick that still. Still a really powerful hero. Saw it working super good last game. Thinking about it.
A lot of thoughts in that booth. Moxie, Disruptor second pick.
I like this. I still like this hero a lot. I mean, we've seen it gain in popularity throughout this tournament, and it's been popular in the CIS region too.
Yep.
But it punishes any sort of bad positioning. We saw some really good glimpses coming out, and it also tests your mettle too on the other side of the enemy team here if you're able to, you know, dodge out of that glimpse fast enough, so to speak. But do get the Nature's Prophet picked up for Virtus.Pro. I like this a lot. I'm a big fan of this. Saw this a lot during the qualifiers because of the fact that, you know, it's one of those heroes that's able to be very mobile early on. You can, you know, go and teleport to other lanes. You can be very aggressive. You've got some push coming out. So I like that a lot. Right now, this draft for VP feels very, very strong to me.
Techies. Oh, please, someone play Techies. Actually, don't. He needs a buff. Leave him out.
Very nice drawings. There are a lot of talent.
Yeah, right? These are some beautiful signs.
All right, Bulldog, you're our resident Prophet expert. Now, usually I counterpick Prophet with the Disruptor. You know, you can drag him back after he TP's out. You get good vision with his Q, the Thunder. You like the Prophet here?
Well, it's sadly enough the hero's been reduced to a position 5 too many times, and it's 99% chance going to be just a solo playing it, so it doesn't. You don't want to counter a position 5 hero anyway. You don't really care about that. And he's just going to be in the lane, right? Just clicking the enemy heroes, making sure Ramses gets free farm, and hopefully buys some R item, and then he's going to be at 30-40 minutes useless, pretty much. And he needs to be careful with his ultimate because he's going to steal farm from his carries, and you don't want too much farm on solo in this game.
Oh, look at that!
Aww.
That's a guy.
Oh no. Spectre warranting a ban in this one. We haven't talked too much about the big bans here, but they've been pretty standard stuff. And really, the only outlier is that Lone Druid, but we know that VP's been playing that a ton.
Well, he's a Spectre. Just spending out the comfort heroes right now. That doesn't necessarily mean they would pick it, but they played it 2 games in a row. Might as well just get rid of it. And the Ember as well. It's just a super fast hero. Really annoying against Prophet if they would consider playing it as a core.
You know which hero we've kind of been missing this entire series?
Rasta,
but also Leshrac.
Yeah.
2 heroes that have just been absent, not banned, not picked.
Yes, and we saw that be used very well in most of our studio days back before the big main stage. A lot of magical damage, putting in a lot of that pressure that all these teams seem to be utilizing a lot, but at the same time, oh, get them out! Escort those 2 out of the building! Heralds. Delicious.
They don't know.
They have no idea.
Oh,
those poor guys. They're going to watch the VOD and be quite upset. Be nice to them. So taking a long time on this next pick here.
I mean, this is it, right? This is a big game.
Kinda.
It's kind of big. If you lose, you're out. It's kind of big.
Kinda. Absolutely.
You love stuff like this, Flax. Both of you do.
Great.
I want to see them lose. Both of them.
Oh, God.
Real sickos. All right. PA actually warranting a ban after, even though the Magnus is already out, but that might reveal some stuff to us. That might reveal that they are scared of having that early game, and maybe they want to split up that team fight a little bit.
We still see the bat not being banned out this time around, so there's a high possibility that we can just see a bat. Should be kind of okay against the Prophet if you want to do that in the laning stage.
Wait. Sap just pointed out something interesting. Oracle still in the pool?
That's right.
Oracle ignored.
These teams don't want to heal and save people. They want to kill Shiver. Things needs to die.
But it's Oracle.
No healing here.
Oracle
you can play it
has
as a
been
nuker
picked
too.
28 games, has won 71% of those.
Yes.
That's a lot.
The meta changed with
Guys,
Shiver.
did they just forget it?
They have not forgotten, Shiver. You know what I'm actually interested in too is Brewmaster is managing to survive this time as well. And both these teams valuing team fights a lot, yet not really valuing it enough to ban out Brew this game. It seems like they both really have their plans. Doom, though, I gotta admit, not the most impressive pick from what we've seen so far today.
Oh, there he is. There's the roster you're talking about, Bulldog.
Yes, finally, he's back. And it seems to be Roger, right? That should be Roger.
Should be.
And that means that Pangolier will be a core this game. And this hero with farm is so scary. We've seen DJ playing it a lot, and he just like wins games for him. And just so good at taking towers early. I just love this hero.
Especially in the hands of somebody like Roger. They finally let him out of the cage. He has a hero that he can actually do things on instead of just be that hard support.
Yeah.
Now, they open themselves up to a little bit of split push action with Prophet and Shaman pressuring those towers early game. This I like.
It's really good because you usually go Etherlands on this hero as well, so you should have him be able to kill a puck now as well. I mean, that's literally hero. You just do a long-range hex or just hold him down. And since it is a position 4, he will probably get a dagger eventually as well, so puck will have to struggle this game.
It also opens up the possibility, too, of like really easy split pushing, depending on if a fight's not going super well or whatnot, or if, you know, you've seen a lot of, usually it's on the side of the Radiant, you know, the Shadow Shaman making his way through the top of the Dire Woods, trying to put some pressure on towers, and of course with the Nature's Prophet on board, too, it makes it really easy for him to just dip over there and start pushing along with him. So, a couple options on the board here for Virtus.Pro, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Still need a nice frontliner for PSG.LGD. I mean, Doom, of course, is traditionally a tanky boy, can be all right on that, but I'd like to see somebody really be able to jump into those fights.
I mean, they have a puck, and puck's going to be good to get in the middle of everything, and then hopefully Doom picks himself up a Blink Dagger. So you've got that mobility coming out. You've also got a Disruptor who can kind of glimpse anyone who's, you know, maybe a little bit lagging behind there and start a fight.
Right, but Puck wants to go in and kill somebody quick. They need somebody to sustain.
Whoa!
Talk about sustain. Here we go. Naga, Siren, and there's
and the
Brew.
Brewmaster.
Finally.
All right, all right.
So we see the Naga. We don't see the hero a lot. The hero been completely reworked how it kind of works. And, you know, it's just all about the illusions. It lasts way shorter now, so you kind of want to man up with them and fight that short period of time. But then we see the Brewmaster, who's just going to dispel those illusions. And if Naga doesn't have those illusions, she's going to be useless. So this is a little bit worrisome. And, you know, the web is kind of good against Pangolier as well. So they have that.
But at the same time, Pangolier can be okay against Naga as well. She really counts on those illusions doing this massive burst damage, and a nice rollout from Pangolier should be able to kind of slow her down in that critical moment where she could get those big kills.
Yeah, we've seen Naga Siren once before. This tournament was during the group stages for PSG.LGD. They were victorious with it against NIP, but I wouldn't say it was a deciding factor.
Yeah.
What about the reset that comes out from a Naga Siren, though? That could be pretty, like, potentially really, really good for them. Being able to either disengage or re-engage, and then the only thing, I guess the other thing is they've got kind of high cooldowns, right, with the Doom and the Song of the Siren.
Yeah, but it's also worse than if as long as Brewmaster gets his ult off, he can just maybe catch someone if they're trying to run away easily. But what I'm most worried about is LGD, who's F5 playing. I don't feel like he can kind of carry. If he's playing the Doom, I don't feel like F5 is going to be able to carry with a hero like that. Or the Puck, so maybe if he plays Puck, a little bit unsure about that.
All right, Medusa banned out, so makes sense that they don't want to go into the hyper late game and have some decent mid game to slow them down. Of course, illusions kind of take a hit with that Mystic Snake as well, so Naga Siren would be affected by that quite heavily.
Yeah, and Medusa doesn't really care about getting doomed too much. She's a tanky, beefy hero, so she can just stand her ground a little bit, can ban that out.
One thing we have to keep in the backs of our minds is that we have seen Ramses play Brewmaster, and when we asked him about it, he said that it's something that they thought was really good.
Yes.
And they wouldn't mind doing again in the future. So perhaps they can surprise pick some extra core here as well, extra no-one hero.
And they can pick still something like Morphling. It's a little bit, you don't see the enemy mid carry though, so it could be a little bit scary. So either you put like a hyper strong carry mid now, or you just put Pangolier there, Brewmaster off, and take the Ramses hero now.
Virtus.Pro's PSG.LGD.
Oh, there we go.
There's a Terrorblade.
Oh boy. Terrorblade carry against all this damage. I mean, PSG.LGD needs to jump on somebody and destroy them quick. Terrorblade's abilities, ooh, I don't know, my guys. This is going to have to be one hell of a last pick for me on LGD.
And the Terrorblade looking really strong here because he's got the Pangolier and Brewmaster just in the middle of the fight, creating space for him where he can just stand and hit. And to get to the Terrorblade, you have to go through those two heroes, which it's not going to be easy. So this is a really good Terrorblade pick for sure. And its lane might be kind of rough, but we always expect that from Terrorblade. He just hits the jungle, gets that super farm up against the Manta and Skadi or something like that, and then you just come out and you kill everyone. That's kind of scary.
And a Pugna pick up here for the final pick for PSG.LGD.
Okay, I can see that. Nice little burst damage for the early game against Terrorblade and try to blow him up, and provides them with a little bit of a counter tower push. Pretty good against Prophet too.
It's good with the Dagon as well. Potential burst on the Terrorblade and Brewmaster, because both of these heroes kind of want to get their ults off before they die.
Bulldog, do you believe in the Pugna Naga Siren core combo?
We've seen VP lose the first game and win the next two every time.
Almost every time.
Every time.
Almost every time.
Every time.
Every time.
So I'm just going to go with VP, obviously. Every time.
What do you think, Moxie?
I like VP's draft a lot. I think they look really, really strong. I mean, XM looked great on that Pugna last time, but I just don't see the FY hero on that, and that's kind of been the playmaking thing that turns things around, makes space. And, you know, Virtus.Pro, like you said, you got a lot of chaos with that Pango, you got a Terrorblade. I'm on board.
Are you on board?
Oh, I want to go LGD because I feel like the Naga is pretty good against Pangolier, but at the same time, hero kills don't matter in this game. It's all about ancient kills, tower kills, Rax kills. They got Terrorblade, Prophet, and Shaman. We're going to see a lot of buildings die. VP for me.
VP for me as well.
Oh, no, Team, what have you done?
No.
We have already debunked the whole Jinx scenario, so
Okay.
MVP vote, remember to do it during the game, and let's head to the third game of the series with ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, GBS. Game 3 ready to go. Virtus.Pro up against LGD. Let's see what they've got between the two of them this time round. As we're seeing a bit of a different approach. It's not going to be a late game Spectre. It's going to be an Arme Naga Siren. We do not see this hero that much nowadays. And in the core position, it's been tried, you know, over sort of the past few months by some teams, but never really a hero you can expect to see on the regular.
Yeah, LGD did win with it, of course, in the group stages versus NIP. And they have there's some cool stuff here. So if there's combo, of course, Naga Disruptor, we've seen that one, you know, ad nauseum, of course, when a newbie was playing it. But they have also a combo, so the Naga is playing here versus the Shadow Shaman, right? So if the Shadow Shaman's setting up to get these pushes, you can pick and choose when you want to take your fights, but also you can sleep, you kill all the Serpent Wards, you're going to have a pretty good team fight advantage versus the side of VP if you are able to take those around like that. And Ramses, they actually pick, for a long time it was actually VP that used to pick the Doom versus the Terrorblade to deal with him, because you just ult him inside the fights. It makes it so much harder for him to get any type of Sunder or anything off there. And this time they just picked the TB into the Doom. So a little bit of an interesting thing coming out there from VP, just wanting themselves to have some more tower push on top with that Shadow Shaman, I guess.
Excited to see as well how much no one can do on the mid Pango. We see this hero have, I feel like when we see it in the mid lane, it just has such a better time compared to when we see it on the side lane. Like, this hero can absolutely pop off with early levels. Up top, Ramses going to try and take the rune. We are going to see FY is able to take it away from him, though. Ramses not able to quite grab it in time.
So we have seen the Pangos pop off in the mid lane, but it's always that concern, right? He's versus the puck. So you see what can happen if you are not wary of that puck coil. Also, I just wanted to talk about XM as well. His Pugna performance in that game was phenomenal, the first one of this series. And this one, it looks like he could be able to do quite a lot here too, being able to just be that tower pressure for his team. And also, he's very annoying for Shadow Shaman to deal with inside the team fights. You drop your wards and the Nether ward is down, you actually pretty much kill yourself. And Roger is just taunting him a little bit there with some boot drops.
He's not letting X-Nova get towards that bottom lane. He's making sure that he's kept far away from Arme. in terms of trying to keep Arme safe and providing that backup for the Naga Siren as all these body blocks. Solo.
Whoa.
Very nice. Getting a lot of damage down onto Chalice because of that.
I love the item build too. The Blightstone this time on solo. He looks at these heroes. He's like, it's a Doom. Doom has 0 armor. You put him negative. These treants, they can't actually trade too well for them versus them. So you see LGD, they're already starting to just going for the pull. Just got to deal with changing the lane equilibrium so you don't actually lane versus this Nature's Prophet. That was first 2 picked.
Yeah, I feel like we've just seen how, you know, the Prophet support is just so strong. Just how easily you can trade harass and just solo pushing out 2 heroes.
Look how much he hits for each time with that Blightstone with his treants.
You have 2 heroes trying to poke at him, but he's just going to trade easily back. And FY, he's got to be careful. It's so much damage from these right clicks. As FY forced to salve on this top lane. Solo continuing to trap it down. Chalice does now have the level 2.
Oh, they might be able to get him this time.
Yeah, with the stomp. Now close the gap. And Solo has got a verify. Could try and deny to neutrals, but is he going to get there in time? Scorched Earth should do it. And it will. Chalice gets first blood. That'll put an end to the irritation of Solo.
But look at their Terrorblade's last hits. He caused so much problems there that Ramsey just gets a full free farm in that top lane as a TB. And he did have to use the meta in the beginning there, but still okay as he gets 10 and 8. Off the start here. So mid lane, we saw the glance there. Should be a bit of a tough time there for no one. He's going to get bullied very hard by XM in this lane.
Spot him. X-Nova. And Roger going at one another. Arme will be there to back up X-Nova and try and chase down for this kill. X-Nova salving up. Does get another Thunderstrike out to Roger. That should be the kill. He has the 3 stick charges. So that's enough to save him. He'll get himself over to the neutrals and will be able to deny himself. Roger.
Actually 1 HP off of that last tick there.
So able to take that at least away from LGD getting that kill. And yeah, having this Terrorblade have this solid start at the top. I mean, as you say, you know, the sort of all parts of the game, the Doom definitely has an effect against the TBs, including the laning stage. So Solo can do what he can to make sure that Chalice can't get entirely in the face of this Terrorblade early on. Ramses is going to be happy.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary mid game for the TB. He pretty much can't show up to a lot of these fights. As you know, you don't really see your TB showing up a lot, but he's playing versus Pugna, who's one of the harder counters versus Terrorblade at the majority stages of the game, and Puck and Doom. These heroes, they provide a lot of magic damage, and just the silence versus it.
Solo does get caught out though. He'll die. Ramses with the metas, trying to fight back. Doesn't quite manage to finish off FY's. FY's able to hide in the trees. Chalice as well, taking quite a punching. Ramses will chase forward, and Solo's back in. TP's forward, gets that hit off. It's enough. Sets up for the kill. Ramses with that meta gets that bonus goal from taking Chalice out of the lane. FY will go for the quick trip back to the base.
Picks up his boots afterwards. And here we see this, Radiant attempt at the pull. The hard camp wasn't able to get it there this time, but they're going to keep trying this one. This is one of the big reasons Radiant is very strong, in particular in that safe lane. And they will get the secondary pull, at least on that creep wave. Mid, XM. Oh, that's a nice rune. No one's probably not too happy about that one. Regen on the Pugna. Yeah, he gives him a tip. No one even preemptively checked the bottom rune to try to fill up his bottle.
And getting unlucky there with the RNG. Yeah. But VP's lineup, with these 2 cores, having the Brew and the Pango, you can imagine when they hit their 6s, they're going to look to fight. And it's all this sort of chaos and control that they can offer in the team fight so that Ramses can sort of stand tall with the meta and push on when it gets to that mid game.
Yeah, it's FY if he's not going to be level 6 by the time they hit the level 6s, right? So he's the one that really messes up their kind of combo there. It also can be Ame, though. The sleep can be something we can look at where he can just sleep and they can just look to reset versus those big ultimates that do come out from the side of VP. Ame's getting pressured a little bit here, but we'll be just fine under the tower.
I start to see no one.
He wants to fill up his bottle, yeah.
Yeah, see if he can do anything with the regeneration of those bottle charges, but no, looks like he's going to just return straight back towards the mid lane. Solo will TP in as well, just get some of the XP as that lane continues to get shoved into the tower by XM. Constantly keeping that pressure on, making sure that VP pay the price anytime that no one leaves that lane.
There's a free farm, full free farm Pugna. I mean, he's level 6 already. Can definitely put some pressure on pretty much any of the lanes. He wants to get this tower probably with this catapult wave, which could be possibly. We see no one. He's showing up to make sure that can't happen.
Ooh, up top. Trying an attempt on Ramsey's hit. Diving in underneath the tower. Chalice and FY, they want to commit for this one and they'll get it. Diving in, getting the kill on the TB. Solo. Try and trade back onto FY, but a quick phase shift, disjointing the The attack's flying in, he's out of there.
We're seeing this aggressive style again coming out from the Doom, the skill build in particular that we saw last night as well, going for the 2 points in the Scorched Earth. Maybe even maxing it again. We saw them doing that yesterday, actually, where they were... I mean, it does a lot of damage. It's a different kind of approach here.
This mid-tier 1 tower, it's going to go down very early at this rate.
This is very
VP seems to have nothing that they can do to really keep this Pugner off the tower. They'll pop the fortification, see if no one can get the deny. It's going to be hard. There are 3 heroes. In fact, no one's in trouble. He has to get her out immediately. So they'll get the tower. No deny from VP.
I think he just goes run top immediately as the Pugner. Just keep putting pressure on the lane. He might have to shrine before... Oh, he actually finds a bottled invis. He'll be able to bottle that invis. But yeah, go to the Tower Blades lane, try to hunt him, take his tower, and then get the invasive ward so you can keep tabs of where Ramses is. They actually do see him down bottom right now with the ward they placed. Farming those Ancients. So XM, he's looking to just go for this tower here. Solo might actually just be a free kill for him first.
So with the grab fight, the drain is more than enough damage to take out the Prophet. So that'll open up for that space and pressure to be put on that top lane.
FY is just soaking experience here.
Tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
As already we're seeing how proactive XM's going to be on the map.
Yep.
Shutting down areas that VP are going to want to have hoped to have Ramses be able to safely farm in, but losing the outer tier 1 towers, it's going to make the space for this Terrorblade much more limited.
Yeah, he's the key to that early pressure. And already those 2 towers with the first catapult waves. Both of those first catapults take out the tier 1s, and Chalice already having a great game, secures last hit on tower, top of that net worth by quite a sizable margin, and also full drums now. Phase drum. He can also look to play around with his Pugna. They're just very speedy heroes now, being able to put the pressure on, and they already got the ward down, so they have tabs of where Ramses is. I keep almost saying C-Deck because he's tagged up. So it's so close.
I'm trying to shoot you with his name there. So XM. So far, XM certainly having good impact with the way that he's able to lane. They did give him that favorable match, having the Pango against it. VP will have expected that XM was going to have a good start to the game. They just got to find plays to sort of get favorable trades in terms of giving that mid lane up. They'll get to push on down bottom, Solo and Roger, taking this tier 1 tower, but top lane, they're getting pressure put onto the tier 2. They'll TP back for this.
They don't have deep push on the side of VP at all. So whenever they do set up for these type of plays, they have to commit both ultis to go for XM here. I mean, they need to get this kill.
It is a big one if they can get it. He's going to continue to run away. They'll send him up with the Wind Pounder, bring him straight back down into the stun. Ramses will come across, and he's not even needed. The 2 of them get the job done. Pasha and no one. With those ultimates, as you say, there are going to be ways that PSG.LGD can put a stop to those fights, but when it comes to finding pickoffs, there's not a lot you can do to hold back the Rolling Thunder and the Primal Split chasing you down.
Ame's okay with this. He's not actually farming that great in this game. He is bottom 5 net worth as this Naga Siren. The pressure that came out from the Brewmaster as well as that Shadow Shaman. It makes sense. Shadow Shaman is one of those super strong laners that just gets those denies and really messes with the carries farm all the time. Surprising to see it so slowed down, at least from Ame. They'll start to catch up. That's the when you have this type of skill build on the Naga Siren, you just send your mirror images and they can do the work for you with that Riptide. Pasha, Vlad just finished up earlier, but no brew split now. But oh my, Roger, we'll be okay. XM just wants to take out this last tier 1, that's why he's parked down here. They're even rotating the rest of their heroes. They have the level 6s on the supports, they don't just yet. Both the Disruptor as well as the Puck on LGD. VP also not having their 6s on their supports.
Not really in VP's best interest to try and answer to this tier 1 push. Just try and find as much as they can in the other lanes whilst PSG.LGD are grouped up down here as 4. Yep. They have no one continuing to push out the middle lane. Top lane, Solo's able to find a bit of farm as well. We'll try and get some pressure onto PSG.LGD's top tier 1 tower. Still, it's certainly the game plan rolling out. PSG.LGD taking all tier 1 towers at the 10-minute mark.
Yep. XM is, he's doing it like it's this cookie cutter, lineup that or cookie cutter play coming out from the Pugna. He's just like, okay, first catapult wave mid, first catapult wave top, go bottom, take out that last tier 1. They have this deep vision up. They can keep looking to make plays onto Ramses when they know the Brew Split and the Pango ult are down. But instead of making a play there, they go for an objective.
And no one standing on the high ground there, eyeing up if anyone does end up walking in. The smoke from Solo and Roger. They want to try and set something up around this mid lane.
We have a couple 6s coming out now. The supports, we see FY on the puck is 6, and also Solo on the Nature's Prophet. I think the FY puck one, though, is much larger because they just have this crazy amount of team fight now that comes out and just nullifies the Pango's potential. And now they even have X-Nova, too. We don't have the Shadow Shaman at level 6 yet, though, on the side of VP. Oh, yeah, sorry. He just hit it. Sorry, he just got the tome.
Smoked up. Again, set up around the mid lane, but PSG.LGD not yet gearing up to try and push him for a tier 2. They're happy to reset. They know that they've got this early sort of gold off the map by taking those early towers.
And Ame is just going to be able to get that farm faster and faster as he gets those levels on Naga Siren. And his Doom and Pugner are just doing great. They don't have Song to be able to clear out these wards, but they do have a lot of ranged heroes to attempt to do so. And they will actually take them all out, the glimpse.
And just catch Roger in the kinetic field. XM stepping forward. No one's going to be there. Turns with a swashbuckle. Roger gets nuked down, though, by the orb. Now no one's trying to strike back. Jumps in with the rolling thunder, but there's the coil holding this Pango in place. They're still coming in with the primal split. They're on top of X-Nova. They'll find at least the disrupt to kill in return. Back towards the river. Chalice tried to go in on Solo, but Solo turns with the sprout. The Metamorphosis up as well from Ramses. Diving past the tower. It's 2 more kills for no one. Chalice, he's got to be careful, too. He's very low. Swashbuckle's going to be back up in a second. In he goes. Silence the clap from Pasha. VP, they take 4. And Ramses, he doesn't die. He did get doomed, but he was able to live through it. And now they'll push on with the remainder of that Metamorphosis and at least take this tier 1 tower mid.
They don't have anything to do with this brew split. Pasha just did so much. Solo actually doing the most damage in the fight, but Pasha was able to pretty much zone everything. You saw Chalice, he got the Doom off, but he's not able. He doesn't have any backup because of this Brewmaster that just zoned the entire team of LGD. They don't have the way to deal with it at all.
Yeah, the team fight at this point is just so strong from VP. Yeah. And off the back of that favorable fight, that's going to be the Midas picked up by Pasha, so he can now accelerate into these bigger items as he scales on.
They need to pretty much get this Doom on this Brewmaster for them to win these team fights. That was without, Ame really, he can't really contribute too much. In comparison, VP,
not at the moment.
Their heroes can actually contribute. This Naga Siren doesn't really want to fight until a bit later on. Until what? It's still the Diffusal Manta build, I'm assuming, right? I actually didn't get to see the one game that Ame did play it.
He's got the 3 Wraith Bands, and yeah, he's queuing up the Asher, so I'd imagine that's the way. Yeah. That we've seen at least definitely some of the other players when they do play the carry Naga Siren. On top lane, PSG.LGD again ready to look back towards that tier 2 top as XM shoves in the top lane. So it does feel like every time that the PSG.LGD go for these moves, trying to push what they do find Roger.
How did Roger get there?
And well, but however he got there, he's certainly not getting out the same way as they'll finish him off. I say that taking them quite a bit of time. They will get him as Roger goes, but it's every time we see PSG.LGD group up and go for this, they have 4 heroes here, and you can see the net worth difference. VP have a 1k lead despite losing all those tier 1 towers early on. It just feels like VP, they're getting a lot done individually across the map when they know exactly where PSG.LGD's lineup is.
Yeah, they're able to get this deep vision constantly from the Nature's Prophet, which is kind of unsuspected. You see he already has pretty good vision actually of whatever LGD wants to do, and that gives Ramses just a great time. And now they've got the Brew Split available again for VP, and they've got the Pango ulti, so they can look to take fights versus the side of LGD. Now they do have Ame with Sleep though. That's a bit of a difference maker because now he can actually get involved to set up for Static Storm. Because in that last fight, the coil went out on top of that Pangolier, but then X-Nova just walked into melee range and started up the Static Storm that didn't really do much at all inside of the fights.
And I want your thoughts on this one. Ame, he's got the Midas on the Naga Siren.
Oh, he went for the Midas this game.
Are you a fan? Be honest with me, Fox.
I don't like the item at all in particular, so not the biggest fan here. Maybe feeling like he wants to be able to get these levels and everything to keep up, but now that's just going to make him delayed to be able to join the party at all.
Sure, I mean, I guess it says they want to play the late game, but there's a Terra play. I mean, the rest of his lineup, they're ready to go and push. The Pugner's going, the Doom's going. This Naga Siren's not going to be going for quite a while.
Yeah, no.
He's playing the long game, Ame. We'll see if it pays off.
He is going to go back for the normal build afterwards, but yeah, this is going to delay it a little bit here. It's not even the fastest Midas ever. He went for it after his Tread triple Wraith Bands. Maybe just wanting. I think it has to just be for the levels for him to get those
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it provides you that extra farm, but they've got the blink on Chalice. This is actually pretty crucial here for LGD to be able to get, and if they can find the Brewmaster, that's the most important thing for them. But the smoke is out from VP at the moment.
PSG.LGD. See if they can get Chalice in. on top of a target. As long as Pasha stays...
They got vision now. That smoke wears off. They have the high ground vision here.
They've got to be careful with that bruise positioning.
They're going to back off.
Yeah, they know that this is giving time for PSG to provide. Chalice will jump forward. He's able to come through the trees, and that's going to be a commitment onto Solo. Primal Split's able to come out, and no one has the Rolling Thunder. Good to go for the side of the Static Storm and the Tomb. Everything thrown down onto the Pangolier to stop him from getting that Rolling Thunder off. The Dream Cold down onto two of them, but now the Sprouts out to Chalice. They'll burst him low with the Illusory Orb. Will no one survive through this damage? He's still alive for now. Back towards the lane. Arme has turned up for the fight. Infernal Blade down onto Roger. They'll kill off the Shadow Shaman. Solo healed up by the mech. The Song of the Siren coming out. Arme's going to be able to move in onto the two of them. Nova's very low. They do have the Stomp and the Orb coming in. They'll burst down a second here. Ramses now has to be careful. He's got to run. They're jumping forward with the Blink, the Scorched Earth, the root from Arme. They're holding down the Terrorblade. He has got a Sunder. Can he get it off? He cannot. That's going to be a dead Terrorblade. Pasha still trying his best to rectify this fight somehow for the side of VP. He's running down Arme. One more hit will do it, but the Infernal Blade holds him back. He'll go for the TP, but the Stomp's there to cancel it. VP, they're going to lose Pasha here as well, as he cannot escape. PSG.LGD running them over there in that fight. Everything thrown down onto the Bango at the start. It pays off. No one can't get anything done. Wasn't able to get the Rolling Thunder off in time. And Arme turns up and it pays off big time. Getting that Naga Siren involved, and he stays alive.
And they did a great job of just kiting out VP there. The bruise split's used, but by the time that the fight progresses, it just wears off. It's such a long duration fight, and yeah, no one wasn't able to contribute anything inside of that fight, and we see a full swap. VP had all 3 top net worth of their cores. Full changeover now for LGD, and I mean, the Midas is now absolutely worth it because of that whole fight that just happens. He was level 10 when he got that Midas, now level 13 after the fight with the Yasha finished up. So can't say anything against it now after the fight goes in his favor.
Absolutely not. He didn't need that 2k gold invested anywhere else. Arme do.
Clearly not.
And 3 heroes now on top. Still very close. Just a 1k difference.
Definitely, he's feeling a bit scary as, you know, this is like these long cooldowns that VP has. They use their bruise split. They had Ramses use his meta and show up to the fight there, and they weren't able to take it at all. As no one really has to be careful not to get coiled. If he gets coiled, he's going to get follow-up doomed. It's one or the other. Like we were saying, the lots of different forms of silences and control versus that Pangolier as well as that Brewmaster can definitely be problematic.
Just what I need.
And during that whole chase too, we see LGD, they were able to place down that deep vision as well. So they have tabs inside of that VP jungle if they do want to make any plays up there. They don't really have anything to get out of it though besides kills. We see there's, you know, they've already taken out all those towers early on. And Ramses, he's gonna be going for that SNY again. So these silences, they're gonna be really damn annoying for him. If he gets caught inside that Static Storm, he has nothing to protect himself with. Unless a Sprout pushes him out or something crazy like that.
I'm told Roger will drop the Serpent Wards. He's able to get the tower. We'll see PSG.LGD try and chase down Solo. He'll hide with the Sprout. He's been Dream Cold. Not a lot that he could do to get out of this one with the 3 heroes hunting him down. So Solo will fall.
Oh, hey, look. That Centaur stop looked like it should have hit him. It was, like, I guess, just on the edge of it. Wasn't able to. The silence, Arme.
Yeah, no one's going to chase him with the Rolling Thunder. As no one got back up, he has coming in from the jungle. Ramses has the Reflection. He gets the Song of the Siren out. And with that, should have time to run away, even with a swashbuckle. I don't think no one would be able to chase him. Yeah, no one knows. He can't go for that. So Arme able to escape just in time. They just couldn't get any sort of further disable in on top of that Naga Siren before the song comes out. Pasha continuing to farm very well, of course, with the Brew, considering the timing he got that Midas at. Pipe's going to be done. He's going for the blink into the Radiance, making sure that he has scaling potential continuing at all stages of the game.
I like the Pipe a lot. They're building 2 of them. You look at the side of LGD, they're all magic damage. Every single one of them. Naga Siren doesn't become physical for a long, long time.
Solo up top. We'll get caught out again.
He's got a hood.
He has got the hood. Let's let him live a little longer. Sprouts up Chalice. But, Chalice able to cut his way out. Solo will get the Nature's Wrath down. But PSG.LGD will be able to finish him off. Down bottom, Roger. He's got eyes on Arme. Does also have Pasha close by.
He's got the Aether Lens too, so he's got that long distance that he can.
They want to try for this. They have got the Primal Split. If they can get the Disable off, they know that he hasn't got Song of the Siren.
Still pretty tanky though. If he's on Strength Shreds, it's 1800 HP. They're actually popping the Primal Split immediately.
Yep, they know that they need every bit of damage. There's the Hex. Into the stun from the Split. Jump forward, especially with no one. They've certainly got this kill as they'll catch out Arme.
Nice little stalking play there coming in from Roger.
An instant move to try and make something more happen.
Can they sneak into a rush here? They have Serpent Wards. They've got the Metamorphosis as well available.
Without the Song of the Siren threat for 40 seconds, it could be appealing.
Radiant are scanning.
Do they have a medallion? Does Solo have it finished? He didn't actually go for it this game. He's got the Blightstone.
They're gonna try.
It's a little bit of minus armor, but
they're straight in there. I see PSG.LGD do anything about this. They've got the Dream Coil. You've got Rodovatos on FY.
He's starting to feel like he knows this is up. He's looking at the lanes. They're not reacting to top at all.
FY senses are tingling. Roshan's falling very low, and they can't do anything about it. Ramses is able to pick up the Aegis, and VP, very quick-witted play. Getting that kill on the Naga Siren, and you saw it literally as Arme died. Smoke up and a beeline for Roshan.
So, I mean, Shadow Shaman, this is the reason why, in particular, like, Fnatic is first two picking it. It's such a priority for them. He provides you so much. It's strong lanes, disables, gives you Rosh, gives you objective taking. The hero really does provide pretty much everything.
And Arme, Manta done. Diffusal's going to be the part where he's going to really be that threat in the fight. So at the moment, of course, he can disrupt a lot with the Song of the Siren. Once that Diffusal's there, he can really start to hit back. Pasha, Blink nearly done. It's going to be pretty huge for him, allowing him to sit back and not be worried, he himself at least, about being doomed or static stormed before he's able to get a primal split off.
Yeah. They still have to be careful, though, of the thing is that, like, there's still a combo. Like, Ame still hasn't been able to show up. They haven't gotten the combo off, but they still do have the potential of it if they get the sleep into this Disruptor, which is super threatening versus the lineup of VP till they get those BKBs. Ame starting to steal Ancients from the opposing side. Oh my god, I just looked at LGD's jungle and saw these wards. Oh my god, look at these sentries.
Look how many sentries.
They don't want to be under any vision of VP, and they kind of expect it. You're playing versus this Nature's Prophet of Solo. He just can just freely put down these wards, like, without him having to walk there. He just TPs and puts them down, so...
I mean, hey, it's working. You know, there's no obs on LGD's half of the map.
It's so weird how they... It's so funny how they placed it. Look, it's like this perfect line. Is Solo trying to get a ward out. It will be spotted, and he will be taken out.
Solo definitely being sort of the sacrifice there a lot of the times, which I guess, you know, this is the life of the support prophet. As long as you're pulling sort of the distraction and making sure that the Terrorblade can continue to farm. So Ramses back into the top jungle, trying his best to keep on pace with this Arme Naga Siren. But as we say, it's, you know, it's a Naga Siren with the Midas. Arme is going to have that edge in the slow-paced gameplay.
Yeah. No one is starting to fall pretty far behind on this Pango. 9,700 net worth. I mean, we're seeing Roger actually catch up to him. This Shadow Shaman, I think, almost has a BKB finished after that Aether Lens. There are ways to stop him if they throw the Doom on him, but he's going to have some pretty nice control if he just BKB grabs somebody.
Because I mean, do you really want to Doom the Shaman?
Yeah, exactly. He does die relatively fast still if he gets like focus fired by this Naga Siren if they get on top of him.
Because I mean, for the Shaman, once he has the BKB, who is he looking to just BKB and just hold down? Is it the Naga Siren he goes for every fight, just to make sure no sort of song can come out from Arme?
I think it just depends on the positioning. It could be the Doom in some situations. It might be the Pugna. I think just one of the cores in particular. But if he can get the puck too, then it can give no one a lot of free reign inside the fights. Then he can actually look to get the Rolling Thunder off and not worry about that coil. So yeah, I think it just depends on the opportunity he sees.
Look at the second pipe done. Solo has his complete. But as we just saw there as well, Arme has that Diffusal Blade. So Manta, Diffusal, Naga Siren ready to go, ready to fight.
Yeah, a bunch of item timings coming together. They've also got the Blink now finished on Puck after that Atos. Blink on Doom with the Shivas.
But there's sort of the biggest BKB. That's Ramses having his done. He will be able to react as long as he doesn't get doomed. You know, still have the chance to play against the Static Storm, get the BKB Sunder off.
He's still got like a minute and a half as well on this Aegis for now. And okay, so it's a BKB also being queued up for Ame. Just wanted to not have to deal with this Brewmaster in particular, I'd imagine, as Chalice.
Does TP in? He's going to jump in onto Ramses, not wanting to compare anything, of course, with the Aegis still being there on the Terrorblade. On the side, the Primal Split will start to control Arme. Ramses moving in as well. We'll see if they can do anything to follow this up. Suns is going to take the life for Chalice. Chalice, he's cutting the Sprout, will be able to cut his way out. At the same time, no one rolling in with the Rolling Thunder. He has the control onto Arme between him and Pasha. They lock down the Naga Siren. That's going to be Arme dead, and as well, X-Nova found as well. Pasha, it's this Primal Split Rolling Thunder combo. If VP get it off without any disruption from PSG.LGD's side, it's an easy team fight.
I think the coil just missed the Rolling Thunder as well there. He was trying to clip him, I think, on the edge of it and wasn't able to get it.
And now that Serpent Wars on the high ground.
Uh-oh.
As the tier 3 starting to fall, still good timing with the Metamorphosis left. Ramses can push on. As it'll at least be the tower going down here on the bottom. Yeah, if you want to try and poke for any more.
I think you back up. You're versus Disruptor. You take this tower. You take what you can get. If you make an overextension, you just start getting glimpsed back, and you get super punished without your ultis. And like we said, they need these ultis to take the fights. 2K advantage. Great momentum there for VP. Yeah, like you said, this Bruce Blood plus this Pango ulti. If LGD doesn't have tabs of them, and this game, it's not like they have this Spectre to keep this vision always constantly when they want to execute the fights. They have to try to find these guys in the back lines, and that's probably on FY to find them in the back, which is quite a tall order to ask for.
In this sort of pace of game, the Shaman's going to get items. Roger has the BKB in. Now, of course, looking towards the Aghanims. That'll be his next goal.
And 15 talent, so he's got that extra the cast range. So, look at that. Yeah, look at that Hex cast range. It's beautiful. So FY's game, pretty difficult, too. Playing Puck versus these instant disables is never very fun.
As you say, because so much of PSG.LGD's damage output is magical, it's like, sure, they can't really stop him from going for a shackle whilst the BKB's up. They also can't really kill him that quick. And if they do, it's going to be obvious the commitment, and VP are going to be able to react. Just coming in with the Rolling Thunder as such and being able to separate any target away from this going on the Shaman.
Mm-hmm. These type of games are really interesting because of like it's just so much on these initiations. It's just like, oh, if they blink doom this Pango, if they blink doom the Brew, bam, you're gonna see like the disengage come out from VP. On the other side, LGD, if they get jumped on by these two ultis, it doesn't seem like LGD can really take the fights unless they're able to like kite it out. If they're able to kite out the duration of the Primal Split and Rolling Thunder without losing too much, then they can turn it around. Seeming difficult at the moment though. Ame's BKB, when he does get that, is going to help a lot, because then he doesn't have to worry so much about being isolated by Pasha constantly. And XM, you know, we talked about his Pugna a lot in that first game. This time he's having a bit of a quiet one. He's taken all the buildings, but as for really putting and posing a threat inside the team fights, it's not too much available for him there.
Taking the tier 3s, they can go for sort of the easy pressure and onto the shrines.
They don't even have to commit anything for the shrine. Solo is actually the one just killing the shrine while the rest of his team just farms up.
He can just clean up that extra bit of gold sitting on the map. It's top lane. PSG.LGD, they will shove the wave right up to the high ground, but unlikely to want to go for any sort of high ground attempt. Further than that, is still hanging behind. Ame wanting at least that next item done before he tries to commit for the fight again.
And they still have their 3-cores farming so well. Like this Naga Siren top net worth, the Doom and the Pugna keeping up too. But like I said, it's really so much on the execution of the team fights and who gets these jumps. They're starting to get these BKBs though on LGD, which is going to make it a lot easier for them to deal with that Primal Split and Rolling Thunder in particular.
Ramses 4,200 gold built up after his BKB. Satanic. It's going to be next. At least at the moment, that's what he's queued up. Yeah, he's bought the Reaver. So starting to get very beefy on this Terror Blade.
Can help him if he does get doomed, right? So if it's the status resist, he gets doomed. It only lasts pretty much like half the duration as usual. Same thing with the majority of the other spells, like Coil and whatnot.
That's Ame. Yeah, with the BKB done, it's time to get the right click up.
Yeah.
Butterfly is going to be next on the Naga Siren's list.
It's quite a bit of a farm game here. Both teams just pushing out their lanes, their side lanes constantly, and it's LGD having to address these lanes a lot because of Solo. He's been using his ulti pretty liberally. But that will be the next BKB for LGD. Now they're probably looking to take a fight. I think you set up for that next Rosh. They already have the wards actually placed very nicely to be able to watch where VP does venture outside the base when that Rosh does respawn. So VP could be in some trouble here since they're under pretty much full vision, and bam, immediately that vision is able to spot out a smoke.
The question is if PSG.LGD avoid this or they try and set it for a counterplay. They're grouping up around their own shrine.
They have the BKBs, right? I think they can take this fight.
I think they want to try and indeed get that jump.
They need to wait for Chalices. It's coming out on the courier. Send some illusions into Scout. We have those bounty runes coming up, of course. You see Solo TP's bottom. He's able to claim them the extra 2 bounties.
Looks like nothing will come of the smoke, at least for now, for VP. They don't find anyone sort of out on their own. They're going to realize that PSG.LGD knew. Yeah. And aren't going to make any sort of crazy move up onto the high ground of PSG.LGD's half of the map.
Now we see that BKB delivered. Have to imagine LGD's making a move. Their lanes are still in an okay spot, but they're constantly being stalked by these little treants of Solo. There we go. So double BKB.
Let's see if theirs is a little more successful in finding some action.
It's double BKB, and they have great vision. So they spotted no one coming out here. No one has to be careful.
Jumped on the Doom, straight down onto the Pango. Ramses is going to head in, but whoa, he just gets shredded. They get the glimpse back as well onto Ramses. He does have that BKB ready to pop. He'll pop it now with the meta. They're trying his best to turn. The Song of the Siren isn't going to affect him during this BKB as he keeps hitting on to Chalice, but Chalice still is able to get out of there. Arme, he's got to be careful. The Song now ends. They're on top of him with the stun. No one's back in with the Rolling Thunder as he's brought back for this. Arme puts the BKB, trying to get away. Shield crash forward from no one. We'll see if they can catch any of these heroes. Another shield crash up to the high ground. He's chasing, but they're back towards the shrine PSG.LGD. FY will jump back across to help them. They're now left for the route onto no one. No one's going to be careful. He did buy back for this one. Look at the glimpse up. No one.
Oh, no one.
He needs help. He needs it now. Get the shield crash off. But the BKB committed by Chalice. That's no one dead for 90 seconds. Up to the high ground. Chalice. He's got to lock down onto another. Roger getting slammed down by the infernal blade. But Chalice, he wants something bigger. He wants the Terror Blade. They're able to root Ramses. Ramses still punching back pretty hard here with that Metamorphosis. In fact, X-Nova, he's just going to get taken straight down. He's still moving forward for more here. FY will be able to jump away with the orb. The Metamorphosis now ending. Roger comes in to help Ramses by his side. They get the Hex off onto Arme. Jump forward from Pasha. Pasha goes in with the clap. They're looking towards this, but Chalice is back. He cancels the shackles with the Infernal Blade. FY jumps back across. The silence onto the Dream Coil. Onto the three of them. Ramses, he gets the Sunder off though. Back up to full health. He'll try and chase down XM. They got the reflection off as well, but the Song of the Siren is there once again. Chalice, Arme, FY, what's the plan? Arme's getting out of there. They're all just booting it out of there. Making sure that they don't hang around and slip up anything back towards VP.
Whew. What a series of events there. That fight lasted a minute and almost the full brew split duration, or the whole cooldown as well. They're able to get no one twice, though, as he does use that buyback. That was, I mean, great execution there from LGD. You see the BKBs come out, they get this long duration shackle from the Shadow Shaman, but this sleep, that disengage, that's what we were talking about. If they're able to survive long enough to deal with that brew split and just kite it out, then they can look to take the fights and turn it around. And yeah, they sustain through it.
Well, we are certainly sort of seeing the late game potential of the Terror Blade though too as well. That was a point where sort of Ramses was left alone, but he was starting to hit very hard with that meta. If he gets sort of that right click item on top of all these defensive ones that he started with, like the butterfly, you've got to be careful as PSG.LGD. When he moves in, gets the BKB off before the Song of the Siren and has the meta out, he's going to kill any core before the BKB runs out.
I think they got a bit split up there too. I think it was I think they were like expecting to go for that kill on the Terror Blade, and XM actually went for the Shadow Shaman in that fight. So Ramses was able to hold his ground because the Pugna is really the big threat for him still. Just that damage that can come out from the Daggons and whatnot.
Roshan is up. Both teams will want an eye on that.
Everything should be back up, right? Yeah, pretty much everything on everyone. And oh, look at that! Solo has his own Lotus Orb, so being able to protect a little bit versus those silences, maybe even reflect the Doom.
Just keep Terror Blade safe at all costs. They can keep Ramses alive around them, the fight will go well. They've now got that Radiance pick up on Pasha.
That's going to help. I mean, the Naga's damage is going to be really limited from that one too. And even just canceling these blinks can be very useful when he's inside of that Primal Split if he's not actually hitting anybody. Should provide them a decent amount more damage inside the fights.
Still very close, and you see just the fact that Arme and Ramses continuing to be right next to each other when it comes to farm.
Yeah.
20k on both of the cores.
Roche becoming just, I mean, it's always pretty much the most important thing, but...
We'll see. Arme does win the Butterfly Rush. He's got it first. The Butterfly is still about a 1,300 gold away for Ramses. At this rate, though, should... I guess he's got the jungle to clean up. He might not have it before the Roshan fight kicks off.
Yeah. I know they still have the bottom lane to address too, so that's always a great thing about having this Nature's Prophet is you can buy your team some time to be able to finish up that next item if you do want to. But LGD I think they just look to take this fight. You look to fight before that Roche. Do they have any good vision here? They have one ward outside of the pit on just inside that river area there, so they don't actually see anything from VP just yet. Bounty's coming out. They did see him for a second there, so now they know where that brew is. They are smoked.
Was that intentional? It looked intentional.
Question is if they can catch anyone out with this. Who are we seeing at the moment near them? Pasha and no one the closest. They're already leaving the jungle. They know that it's likely that this sweep is going to be made by PSG.LGD and Pasha and no one. They'll play it safe, get back towards the rest of their teammates. So no one is going to get caught out by this smoke.
very limited vision right now for VP. They just have that one ward on the bottom side. All these sentries being bought from LGD. I mean, this map is just riddled with sentries from this Disruptor spending pretty much all of his gold on them. Poor Xnova. But we've talked about how important this game is, like who gets the jump, who gets the counter initiation off. And so that's why you see this vision being addressed so highly in this game. Yeah.
I said sort of the big thing is, you know, VP just getting the BKBs off before the song is there and getting the kills during those BKB usages. Otherwise, after the song, you can certainly expect PSG.LGD to come back in, hitting hard and turning the fight around. Ramses, he's got his item done. The butterfly is complete.
Regeneration.
As both teams, well, PSG.LGD more so, just trying to find something, find some sort of a pick-off that opens them up for the chance of going for Roshan.
Yeah, they're just trying to control this whole area right now. We have Pasha now with that extra HP on his primal split, so he doesn't have to worry about it dying at all to that Naga.
A little bit of a poke there on Ramses, but you could tell that, you know, PSG.LGD, they know that the entire lineup's hiding behind this Terrorblade. There's no way that Ramses is out alone.
Both teams are doing like the exact same thing right now. Just it's all about this Rosh. The one thing that VP does have, like we said, they can keep these side lanes pushed out. They can either send illusions from Ramses if it can make it there in time, or just solo, just constantly ulting.
FY's got his Aghanims.
He's got it finished already, huh? Okay.
So much control. Outside and during BKB, he's going to jump in.
Forward.
Gets it onto the two of them. The primal split's going to come out from Pasha. We're going to see Pasha try and chase down, see if he can catch anyone out. He's able to send the puck up into the sky, bring him back down into the Hex. The Shackle, BKB from Roger, committing. Do they have the damage? They no one got the Rolling Thunder off in time. The Song of the Siren, is it going to save FY? Gets the phase shift off. Up to the high ground. No one does get another bounce onto Arme. FY is out of there because of that song. They're sending all backwards. They're retreating. Wards, of course, was dropped for this, but at the same time, Song of the Siren was used, so was the Dream Coil, so both teams trading some ultimates, but not trading any lives. Everybody stays alive.
More costly ultimates for VP. They kept the meta, though. That's the one good thing. Ramses did hold his ground for a bit there. Yeah, this disengage, this Naga Siren. They do it quite beautifully there. Yeah, they're checking for the wards right now. They have the gem picked up on Solo. Full refresher now on Doom.
So. Double Doom.
Oh my. Has the mana as well, since he has that Shivas. I mean, if he gets the double Doom off in the fights, this is going to be so hard for VP. Again, these initiations, it's going to be so much. Now they like have to catch the Doom. But the fights are feeling harder and harder for VP to take as we see the way LGD can just kite out that primal split.
To the pit they go. Arme's going to start hitting away at Roshan.
They don't kill Rosh that easily. It's just, I mean, he's the only physical damage aspect on their lineup. Puck.
He just gets caught out in the mid lane. They're in. I mean, Roger again. These BKB commitments with the shackles. There's just nothing they can do in response.
There's no buyback either.
He's just dead for a full minute. VP are surely going to want to try and take the fight now, where it's 5 versus 4. Or at the least, just make sure that PSG.LGD don't get the Roshan. As Arme knows, he's already out of the pit. He knows with a number of advantage, VP have a very solid chance of taking the fight. VP, they're going to go.
Yeah, they're about to have primal split, so that's when they're like, okay, now we're really strong when we have this. Ramses might just commit forward into that pit.
Does he want to pop the meta and go for this?
Doesn't need to pop the meta.
I guess he doesn't with the butterfly, yeah. But they're doing enough as it is. You can save that for the counter play. If any sort of jump comes in, Arme's outside. So the song, Solo, will put the Sprout. They're going to use the song here. See if they can get into the pit. If Chalice can get some Dooms down, he's getting hexed. He can't get in.
He didn't get his BKB
off. Roger, he set him up for... Oh, he's done Roger. This Shaman just stopping any chance of a play to come out from PSG.LGD. Roger's positioning, the amount of times with this reach of the Ether Lens, the cast range, talent. You just can't walk in like that because you are going to get hexed. You are going to get shackled.
He got greedy with the BKB. If he had popped it just a little bit sooner, he's able to get those off. But I didn't expect the Shadow Shaman to have that type of range.
Yeah.
But I think they actually had vision of him there, though, because they had that ward down. So.
They did. Meanwhile, XM, he's got the dagger scaled up, but still, as you say, his game has definitely slowed down.
Yeah, it's hard for him to really get into the fights. If he walks in, he just gets isolated. He's very squishy versus this lineup of VP. He has a Glimmer cape at least to save himself, but if he gets hit procced by like a lucky shot inside of the fights, he has to Glimmer and run away for 5 seconds.
I mean, when we see the level 20 on Roger, because of the way he's playing, do you get the extra shackles duration? Do you think?
Yeah. When you have the BKB, when you have the BKB.
This is the way he wants to go.
Yep.
I mean, that's so much lockdown.
There's no way for them. I mean, there's a way for them to stop the BKB shackles, but it's not great. It's the Doom.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So he should be able to get pretty consistent shackles. So the rest of his team can get slept from the Ame Naga Siren for if they don't have the follow up.
But the glimpse into the Static Storm. Pasha in trouble. BKB's going to be popped by Chalice and Ame. They drop the Doom down as well. There's the second Doom ready to go as well. He's not going to use it on Solo. Solo's just going to be run down by the Naga Siren. Chalice is on top of the Terrorblade, stopping him up. He has that Doom to lay down if he wants, but wants to kill him off at least the first without using it. BKB comes out from Ramses. He's going to try and turn, but he doesn't have meta for 50 seconds. Sunder
got the real one
to take the life. He's going to chase down Ame. Jump fall from Roger, but Roger, he's actually the one to get doomed. This Shaman has to try and walk out somehow. They'll turn with the swashbuckle. There's the sleep, the setup from Ame. They'll surround Ramses. Ramses heads back up to the high ground, reflection out once more. Pasha gets the chance for the primal split. They'll move towards Ame. No one. He's going to roll with the Rolling Thunder, but he actually gets sort of caught on the cliff. Ramses will still continue to chase onto Ame. Another stun comes out from Pasha. They're on top of the Naga Siren. Ame, he's surely going to die past the mirror image, but he cannot escape. Ame, every 90 seconds back in the river. The Serpent Ward's killing off Chalice. He'll get the stop of Roger. The shackles, the reach, the catch. It's 2 dead on PSG.LGD. Both cores dead for 70+ seconds without buyback. This is VP's time to take more objectives. This bottom, kill that creep. He can't do so in time. Pashes in with a bot. They'll find themselves another Virtus.Pro into the base already. They have the siege creeps in. Ramses is there. They're going to take at least a set of racks, maybe even more. This is a huge window to work with.
All right, that was beautiful there by Pasha. And Ramses, he finds the real Naga with his Sunder, so he's able to drop him down low, and the fight gets real awkward for LGD. They can't actually be able to do enough damage versus this VP lineup.
And he still has that Aegis. They couldn't even kill him the once. We saw, you know, he was saving that second Doom. He didn't want to drop it on the Terrorblade because he had the Aegis, but because he didn't, they weren't able to kill him that once. And now they're losing so much for it. They've lost the ball. And Roger again. The Hex, the Shackles, XM's gone. This Shaman playing out of his mind, Roger. As this mid-Rex, it's going down. The fortification will be popped. They'll have Ame back up in 20 seconds. XM buying back. Jump force with the Dagon. They'll try and zap down Roger. They'll get rid of that pesky Shaman, but they may lose heroes for it. FY, he's committed in, has the orb to get back out. They do have to be careful, VP. The full lineup of LGD is going to be back in the game any second. Probably in their best interest to get out of there. No one's going to try, but jump forwards with the Static Storm. They'll get no one.
FY missed the coil there again. They had to commit forward to get the kill. They do get it anyway, at least.
But they've lost so much here, PSG.LGD. 2 sets of racks going down. VP, sure, they lost a couple of casualties at the end of it, but these heroes, they've got buyback, and it's unlikely that's going to get pressured out anyway.
And now they've got, you know, the Brew Primal split was pretty much everything in the fights, it seemed, for VP. You know, Rolling Thunder in that last fight didn't really do a whole lot. Now he's got it up every single time. Minus 65-second cooldown on to Pasha here.
And Ramsey sort of walked out of that whole situation with like 9k gold. He just buys a straight up Skadi. As I say, he still has that Aegis. They can still get more done with this.
I mean, that was the hardest swing I've seen in quite a bit. Just that last situation that happened. They weren't able to clean up like anybody. Now so much momentum for VP. And yeah, I can't believe they didn't even have to lose the Aegis.
This is looking to be in a fantastic position now for VP.
They're just doing good at like splitting up. They're never. I'm not seeing them get caught by all these like combo plays. Sure, they got 3-man slept standing on top of each other there, but there was no follow-up. LGD, they'd already used all of their spells initially. So they're just waiting for the Pango to respawn. They're definitely feeling quite strong here in this one now, as they're about to have an AC finished up as well now too.
What have we got in Army? I mean, has Army got any sort of crazy items coming out?
And he's just got the he's just slotted. He's just hard BKB defusal manta. Just the your standard. Maybe the BKB is not the standard, but your standard Naga Siren carry build.
I mean, it just seems at the moment it's just not enough. Even though he's on the same farm as Ramses Terrorblade, you just feel much more of an impact from the speed that Ramses gets the damage out and the distance that he can do it from as well.
Yeah. It's just a lot of pressure on Chalice, pretty much in this game, just to get these dooms off. I mean, on Pasha in particular, just such a problem. And with the skill build and the item build the item build in particular from Roger, he's just such a nuisance in the fights. He's just constantly getting these long duration shackles, getting this lockdown on crucial heroes.
I mean, is there anything really Arme can swap out? Is the best play to just get the Moon Shard? Is there anything else you could be considering? Or does he?
I was thinking if he wanted something like an Abyssal or some type of lockdown, or maybe even like that Nullifier to prevent something. But I think this is like your cookie cutter Naga build, your standard that you want to have. It's just really about the execution inside of the fights. Can they get the right targets? Can they find Pasha before he gets split off?
Ramses, he's got that level 25 now on the Terrorblade.
Which one did he actually?
Which did he take? He went with the left one?
He went the meadow range.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning, you know, he wants to be distancing himself inside of the fight. That's going to help even more so. Paraname.
Pushing forward on this top lane. Ramses, just get the reflection off. PSG.LGD, they have their lineup on the high ground, ready to jump. Still now with the state of the Aegis, of course, has gone. Look at the jump forward, but instantly the Hex is there straight away. The wards are down. They do get the Doom out onto the Terrorblade. Ramses is just turning and punching into Arme. Arme sings the song of the Siren, but he's taking so much damage from this Terrorblade. The BKB of Ramses will wear off, so he'll be held in place for now, but now the chase is on. No one heading him with the Rolling Thunder, held back by FY's Dream Coil. Phase shift to dodge the stun out from Pasha. It's going to be up in the air. Can they control him on the way down? Static Storm's going to be there with the Hex again. Roger locking down FY. FY has to buy back. They'll move it on the side as well. The Shackles holding down X-Nova's Disruptor. No one can finish off the skill onto X-Nova. He surely can. Back towards the mid. Ramses, Sunder, back up to half health. Ramses still okay for now. He'll turn towards Chalice. Chalice has been decrepified. Chalice now surrounded by the Sprout. He's dead too. 2 dead on PSG.LGD. No one and Roger went down. They'll buy back for this. There'll also be a buyback from Chalice wanting to keep this fight going. Using the boosted travel. No one gets himself back over to PSG.LGD's half of the map. They know there's no song. They know there's no BKB. Arme has to be careful. They'll retreat solo, trying to see if he can catch someone. TPing in, looking for Sprout opportunities. Lays it down at the low ground, won't catch anyone out, but now VP, they can push in. They've got this Metamorphosis, BKB and Satanic back up in a couple of seconds for Ramses.
They don't have their Dooms. That was both Dooms used on Ramses, and they weren't able to kill him. No one was able to actually get on top of him.
That's what they
couldn't get there in time.
Chalice is trying to move him with the BKB, but this damage output from Ramses' Terrorblade is too much. Arme, he's going to step forward, the BKB for himself back up, but that's XM dead, Chalice dead, VP absolutely doing it here as the Shackles again. Roger locks down FY, the top racks are gone as GG is called. VP take the game and take the series 2-1. They will be the ones to knock PSG.LGD out of the competition.
Pasha and Roger played their hearts out this game. Finding the catches, they seem to always get their ultis off. Like, did Pasha get doomed? I feel like he rarely, I think maybe once in this game got doomed. He found the perfect situations every time for his split. He was finding and zoning the targets, throwing up the right targets in his ball, and he wasn't allowing XM to actually play his hero that well.
No, XM was just out of the game.
He was out of the game in the majority.
He played so well in terms of the pressure he applied early on, but at that late game, he just wasn't a factor at all. And you just saw the little things there. I mean, Ramses, of course, once again, a textbook Terrorblade performance from him. The farm that he kept up with. You know, he was keeping up with a Midas Naga Siren, no problem at all. Ramses was at the top pretty much the entirety of the time. I mean, VP moving on like this is absolutely VP back at 110%. They're playing back at the top level of Dota 2. And again, all these teams left in, I can't wait to see them continue to clash.
Yeah, it should be great, especially with, I'm just loving the way that Pasha's playing, really. Like, he's really stepping up for this team. He's always really, really strong for them, but he's just giving it to the next level and almost carrying them, putting them on his back. 11-2 in that game.
I see. I mean, you're looking at that game, and as you said already, Pasha, Roger, who's the MVP going to go to out of these two? I mean, the way that Roger sort of made those catches. You say Pasha, I think some of those Hex Shackles, it was that point of the game where it really slowed down, and then catching out FY in the middle, in the river, just as they're going for the Roshan. Little things like that making it impossible to do. But yeah, Pasha, his itemization, absolutely bang on as well. Getting the lads, the pipes, as we saw from both him and Solo, just giving them that extra bit of protection at a point where the Pugner would have been at his strongest. But that's one of the reasons why we didn't feel the impact of XM that much. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1, going the way of VP, I believe we'll be able to bring back in the panel. As it ended up working out, I believe, as some as you said, you know, the VP, they'll lose game 1, they come back in game 2. Game 3, it wasn't easy, but they do it and they move on.
They did it every step of the way, improving here for Virtus.Pro. Once again, it was this time actually slow start, strong finish. The other 2 games, strong start, not as strong a finish, but they did it, Slacks. We were right.
Woo, it feels good. In that one, again, we saw all that tower push potential. And the team fights were great, don't get me wrong, but the whole strength of the lineup was you can win any fight, and it's just Where's the racks? Where's anything? It's all melting in front of your eyes. That Terrorblade and Shadow Shaman combo, though, it came through really well.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, it's just you had so much tower push, and you look kind of over at some of the other heroes coming out from PSG.LGD. And again, I wasn't sold on that puck for FY. He's a great playmaker, but that one just didn't feel right to me. Yeah,
it was a hard game for him, though. Like, the Rasta having Adalens, he just kept catching him all the time. One hex and you die on that hero, so it's really tough. And you know, the Brewmaster is just destroying the early team fights. So it just completely controls the Naga, ruins her illusion, so you know, it was not easy, but they did it.
They did it indeed. And we have got someone joining us on the couch. And this time, it is, once again, no one.
No one?
No one?
Yes.
Over to the side.
Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about that series, because it started off a little rocky, ended strong. What can you tell us? What was the series like for you guys?
I mean, we always lose the first game, so it's actually, I mean, like, not a sense for us, not nonsense for us. So
it's all according to plan.
And third game was hard, but it's because our mistakes in the game.
Your mistakes. All right, we will have some questions for you. I'm going to start off by Moxie there on the end.
Hi there. Yeah, so I was wondering, when they had the Naga pickup, were you at all surprised by that, or did you feel like you needed to adjust accordingly?
No, we don't. I mean, like, they should pick some here, like PL, Naga, Spectre's band. So we knew that it's going to happen.
You knew?
Yeah.
Oh, man. How did you know?
I mean, like, we predicted, but not like, oh, they're going to be for sure pick Naga. I mean, like, just one of the options.
Okay, all right, got it. Well, my question is about Morphling. A very important hero for your guys' team. Ramsey's Morphling. Really, really great. Talk to me about your Morphling.
I mean, like, I think it's not as good as Ramsey's.
How do you decide when to pick it? For you or Ramsey's?
Just happens on the heroes. I mean, like, he was playing Troll. That's why he plays Troll, and I'm mid-morphing.
Okay. So, I mean, it's just that variability of when it's going to come up. All right, cool.
All right, so the last fight, the last game, you're playing as a Doom with Refresher. So you're going to get double Doom. Like, how do you play around that? Like, him deleting two heroes?
Yeah, but he deleted only one hero, actually, Terrorblade with the Satanic and Sanjiasha twice.
Yeah.
So it's useless.
Did you just focus him, or like, did you play with buybacks against that?
Yeah, we knew that we're gonna win if he doesn't Doom like Rasta, I mean like Shadow Shaman, and both heroes and both time, I mean. And he just Doomed only one.
Yeah.
So it was easy in the fight.
Yeah, just kill him.
Yeah.
Works.
We have got a drawing board in this bigger studio as well, so we have got a highlight clip. It's one with you in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's one about you, actually.
Indeed. Take a look-see, my friend. Here we go. Solo running away as usual. Cowardice. And then
Dream Coil.
Yeah.
What's going on there, pal?
I mean, like, at Pangryu against Pak, you always knew that you're a creep in fights. You're just gonna do nothing.
Pretty much got him to use that Dream Coil, and then can't do anything there. Solo, meanwhile, re-engaging on the Doom over here after you've made some space. And they are going to go all in with that created space. Boom! No one. You're crushing it right now.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone else running away, you're still alive, being able to hit up that Doom. Very good. What do you think about the passive on Pango? Is that balanced?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. When you're playing against the puck, you knew you were going to play against the puck when you're playing Pango. How does it change the way you play? Because you know that your ultimate is going to be a Dream Coil vacuum, basically.
The Pango should be the third position in the game, so I became a third, and Pasha became a second one.
Okay, so you basically focused a bit more on Pasha.
Yes, he buys the Midas, Radiant stuff, and just carry the game.
Would you give him the MVP? Or who do you... Yeah, you Pasha? I'm not sure Twitch chat agreed on that one. We're going to find out. We got a drum roll. We got an audience.
Please!
FY.
It is Roger with 61%.
I'll give it up to him.
I opened the score of the game at 30 minutes, and he was like 0-6-3.
Kills aren't everything, dude. All right, supports matter, bro.
Yeah, they do. And Roger made some big plays on that Shadow Shaman.
Yeah.
Why was Shadow Shaman ignored in the first 2 games? Do you have any insight on us for that? Because we were thinking like that hero is just it was missing.
I wouldn't talk about the strategies.
Don't talk about it.
I mean, I gotta ask. You know, everybody
Nice
wants
try.
to know.
Good answer.
Thank
sir.
you. I do want to try. Okay. No one. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. I would like to ask you for a little bit of insight because you're going to face either Secret or Keen later today. What's your thoughts on that match?
I mean, like, of course, Secret.
Oh wow. Okay.
Team Secret.
It's my opinion that Secret should have won this game, but in Dota, anything could happen.
You never know.
Yes, of course.
Is anyone here waiting for the Secret VP game? Is anyone out there excited for that one? Oh. Well, they have work to do first.
They do. Thank you, no one. Thomas and Abad will play you out. You can,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Gotta love that guy.
Man, he's great.
Yes. These interviews are also better than when you have them on stage sometime. You know, here he gets to sit down, more
unnecessary flame for no reason. Thank you, Shiver.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the brackets and see where we're at right now, because we had to eliminate another team. PSG.LGD, they fall here. They end top 6 here at the Stockholm Major. But we need to eliminate one more today. Well, we need to eliminate 2 more today, but let's take it one at a time, okay?
2 more?
2 more are going home today.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Why can't you let them stay, Shiver? Why are you like
this? It's not up to me.
Just let them all win.
You're the ones that want to see everybody go home.
Yeah, I do. I want to see Keen losing. A lot of Chinese going home today, sadly enough.
All right, it is Keen. It's going to be Keen versus Team Secret. So that should be a super exciting best of 3 series as well. Any initial thoughts there, Bulldog, on the upcoming match?
Yeah, of course. Like it's Secret. They lost against Vichy Gaming, sure, but when they came back against J-Storm, just completely crushed them as well there. So Keen, they looked kind of good in the upper bracket, but then they played Fnatic, kind of looked awful. So they need to step it up today, or they're going to get crushed.
All right. Also, any final words on PSG.LGD that hereby, of course, got eliminated? It's a team that we're expecting to do well. Obviously, they played with XM here rather than maybe, but I did hear that they mentioned in an interview that they are going to have maybe back for the next qualifiers for the Major.
Good.
Okay.
Maybe.
He did fantastic, yeah. And of course, that won't be the last time we see PSG.LGD in this kind of late game of a major or at TI. I mean, fantastic team. Sad to see them go home, but they fought valiantly against some of the best in the tournament. And, you know, every time you're up against VP at a major, it is going to be rough. So they fought very well. We've seen them again.
Uh-oh.
No panic. Don't panic.
Run! Everyone run! Moxie, hit the button.
Hit the button.
Yes! Panda.
Aw, hi, Panda.
Happy Panda?
Shut the door. You're letting out all the air.
We don't live in a barn.
Oh, Panda.
Panda?
What you got for us today, Panda?
What's wrong?
What's up, buddy?
Panda's carrying him. Is Panda going to talk?
Aww.
Don't touch him. Don't touch him.
Uh-oh.
Who is that, Panda?
Did you just let someone...
Whoa, why would you pull his tail? That's so mean.
What?
I like it.
Hey guys, so I usually play support when I play ranked, and it's traumatized and changed me. And I have delusions of grandeur, so that's really what you're hearing here. Oh, I see what's happening here. You've never seen a support before and it's strange. You don't even know what I do, it's adorable. Well, it's nice to see the 3K never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me, it's Rubik, breathe it in. I know it's a lot, so watch the VOD and enjoy watching the Dota God. What can I say except you're welcome? For the crow, the dust, the wards. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. I'm just an ordinary lane support. Hey, who has no boots and kept you alive while you were getting tower dived? Position 5. When the map got dark, who tanked the gank so you could rise? It's me, Mr. Nice. Oh, also I smoke ganked their mid. You're welcome to enable all the farming that you did. Oh, also I stayed out of lane. You're welcome to double up your XP gain. Oh, well, anyway, let me say you're welcome for that glimmer cape at the tier 3. There's no need to pay, it's okay, you're welcome. I carry my carries for free. You're welcome, you're welcome. Actually, come to think of it, Nikes, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every in-game phenomenon. That Rosh, Aegis, and Cheese, that was set up by me. I found their core, I slaughtered him dead. Set up vision, now we're 10k ahead. What's the lesson here? What is the takeaway? Don't mess with me or I'll take your jungle away. And my summary of recent games is a list of the ranks that I've gained. Read my heat map, I make everything happen. Look at that serum with Nova and Frostbite trapping. Ha, 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 hey! Oh, well, anyway, let me say you're welcome for the easiest game you've had. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Well, come to think of it, you're kinda bad. Hey, it's your day to say you're welcome. Cause I'm gonna play a core. I'm farming away, you're welcome. Cause carrying you turned out to be a chore. You're welcome, you're welcome. Commended.
Thank you.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness gracious. Relax with me. I remember you. You guys are all over the place on the Reddit.
Oh, yeah, there's a few little things that snuck through there.
So, my friend, tell me, how's it feel? Do you perform in front of a live audience a lot? I usually just hear, your parodies and stuff on YouTube and stuff.
I do, actually, because I teach and I do like wedding band stuff and whatever. And it's really nice. Like, this is maybe the biggest crowd I've done in a long time. But I am somewhat unnerved by that picture of myself back there.
Well, why?
Because I don't really know what we were thinking when we took it. I kind of looked like a lazy assassin or something.
You look great, man. Look at that. The light in your eyes, it really brightens you up. It kind of looks like you're a lawyer or something. I love it.
I just find it creepy.
Well, I'm not going to call you creepy, but yeah, it does. Just kidding. Yeah. So, my friend, how long have you been playing Dota?
Since Dota 1, honestly. So that's, I don't know. How old is Dota 1? Maybe 15 years.
What? 15 years?
Is it that old? Someone correct me, but...
Goodness gracious, that's a long time, my friend. Goodness. MMR? Don't be ashamed.
I lost 5K. I had it, and then it was gone when they recalibrated.
Pathetic, yes. Very bad. And, that's okay. Don't worry about it, my friend. So, anyway, where can we see more of your stuff, Mr. Relax With Me? You've been around for a long time, but...
On YouTube. With the aforementioned...
Oh, there! On the screen! Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, and in other media, which I have not yet planned fully, I suppose.
No, you should probably get on that,
Probably should, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was the moment, but don't worry about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Relax With Me! Dota player, singer, teacher, everything. And thank you very much. That is a beautiful voice. Get out!
Sad Panda.
Bye, Panda. Bye, Relax With Me.
Goodbye.
Bye, Barry.
Bye. Oh, he made a friend.
He made a friend.
Gross.
Sad Panda doesn't have any friends.
He has a friend now.
No, no one likes him.
Oh, I like him.
You guys, another lower bracket match is coming to you after the break.